Okay, so because I work in social media, I get asked all the time, can you make me famous on Facebook? And I'm like, no, I can't make you famous on Facebook. It's not really my skill set, it's not really my passion. And normally you've got to do something to become famous, and social media sort of makes it bigger and makes sure that everyone else in the world gets to see it. So I normally ask more questions, and it boils down to normally having a better presence online. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christopher McPhillips, and this video today is about developing and building an online and social media presence. Okay, so I've actually got to make a few assumptions before we can move on to step one. I've got to make some sort of assumption that you've went through a period to discover what your brand's personality is, its tone of voice, its values, your company values, your overall strategy, all those sort of things. They're absolutely crucial before you can do this particular this particular process. Now, if you've not done one yet, then I actually do have a video and I do have a blog to sort of help you along. I've put the links below. Pop over, check it out if you don't have a strategy in place. If you do, let's crack on with step number one. So, step number one is to set yourself some smart targets and smart goals. Now, a smart target isn't 1 million followers. That's definitely a long-term goal. It's not very smart. Now, what is smart really? You've probably heard it a lot, and if you don't know what it is, let me just break it down really quick for you. So smart is something that's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. So you'll understand when I say that 1 million followers isn't very much a smart target. But how do you set yourself some smart goals though, if that's the case? Well, we're talking about social media, right? So let's focus on that. When I'm coaching someone, I don't ever say, what do you want to get out of social media when I'm trying to help them set targets. I normally sort of suggest and encourage the people that I'm coaching to tell me what are they going to do, what they're going to put into social media. What they get out of it is only going to equal what they put in. So we're looking at something smart, we're looking at social media. Let's just say this, just for example, you can decide your own sort of smart targets, but this is just for an example. You're going to post on Facebook at least 4 times a week. You're going to equally post 4 times on Instagram. You're going to post at least 8 times a week on Twitter because it needs a little bit more. And LinkedIn, you're going to post at least twice a week on that one, yeah? They're smart targets, you see, so it's something that you can actually week on week do, achieve and look back on. So that's smart targets, guys. So get the pens and papers out, get it in black and white, and that way that you're gonna do it. The next part of this process is to actually do an audit on your current social media presence. Now, if you don't have any at all, then this step is going to be extremely quick. And if you do have social media channels, you definitely need to do some sort of audit. I'll tell you a little bit of a story as to why I think it's very important. Now, a company contacted me a few years back, and they were looking for some consultation on how to build on their social media platforms. They were looking for some help actually managing social media. So, that's fine. I engaged with them. I knew who the company was. I was actually a little bit of a fan of them. So I'd done my own audit, like I do with any other company that asks for my help. Now, they did have a full suite of social media channels, which was good, but the channels themselves, the content they were putting out was just totally different from each other, and not one particular sort of channel was better than the other. It was all just, with respect, it was all about rubbish across the board, and I thought, well, you know what, it's all different, it's not very good. You know what, I'm not going to judge. Maybe that's why they've got someone like me in, or want to get someone like me in. So I have a meeting with them, and it turns out that there was 4 different people working on these 4 different channels. These particular people weren't anything to do with the company. They were sort of volunteers in the loosest way that I can describe that. Volunteers are normally fantastic. They get the purpose of the role, they get the direction, they understand, they'll take coaching on board, that they want to be trained. They do a fantastic job for you because they want a really good reference and they want a solid entry into their CV. The people that were running the social media channels, I wouldn't give them a job in any sort of social media platform. I don't know who they were, but they were all sort of distant relatives, kind of, twice removed through divorce, and all this weird stuff was going on. I thought, wow, this is just a complete mess. Now it turns out they didn't actually want to pay for my services. They wanted me to volunteer also, which is fine. I get it. You know, I'm a small guy. I shoot videos in my living room, in my kitchen. I work on social media. It's really easy, isn't it? You know, I get it. I get the assumption. So we didn't end up working together, and if we did, we probably wouldn't have enjoyed it. Obviously, the expectations from both sides were just a bit different. But the point I'm trying to make is, if I didn't do that audit, then I wouldn't have figured any of that out. And if I didn't have that meeting with a key person, I wouldn't have got the backstory as to what I have just found out. So you, as the company owner, as you as the person that's running the department, you need to actually do an audit and find out who's working on what are they using as content, where are they getting this information and content from, why are they posting such a thing, and how are you going to help them steer it towards, you know, a proper target. So you need to do all of that to ensure that your online presence at the moment is workable. And if it's not, well, at least you know where you're going to actually start making some sort of improvements. So step 3, 4 and 5 are actually very, very quick. They're very, very simple. And they're simple because you've already done the work before this particular video. Now, step 3 is to actually start rolling out your strategy. Easy. Step number 4 is to measure the progress against your long-term goals, the strategy itself, and actually measure against your SMART targets that you set yourself in step number 1. Easy, isn't it? So if things aren't quite measuring up, you move on to step number 5. You actually adjust your targets, you adjust your strategy. Just because you always want to you want to meet your targets, you know, that's a bare minimum. If you can't commit to doing, just from the example we set, if you can't commit to doing 4 posts on Facebook every single week, then and you're consistently missing that mark, then maybe you should drop it just a little bit and see if you can start using that as a platform to grow and get better. But yeah, that's all it is, guys. So I'll run down those steps very, very quickly then. So step number 1 is to set yourself some SMART targets. Step number 2 is to audit your online presence. Step number 3, roll out your strategy. Step number 4, measure your progress. And step number 5, adjust your strategy and targets. So I hope you've got some value from this, guys. I really enjoy doing these videos. They're a lot harder than what I actually expected, and actually it's quite fun to try and make sure I'm using what I have to the best that I can use them to. So for example, I'm in my kitchen right now, and I'm using all the natural light possible coming through the kitchen window. Again, you're on the same stand as you were last time, except this time you're on the window frame and you're right above the sink, so don't fall, please. But yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun. I'd love to hear what you guys think, so leave me a comment in the section below. All the supporting information and details and sort of software or other parts that will help you actually improve upon your social media presence, I'll leave them in the description below. I'll leave them in the blog. And if you've got any other comments or any feedback or any hints or tips, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Again, all the links are below in the description. I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you've not done so already, give me a little click, subscribe to this channel. You'll get the videos first, even before the blogs that I put them on. You'll get them first. So you know, please hit my subscribe button and make sure you get everything first. Until next time, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you again soon.